couple of years down the road, to be honest with you, things could get better, you know? It's a tough time.
Why? Why?
It's just you feel like it's just like a tough chapter in the book of Aaron, you know?
Man,
Chapter 69. This sucks. Would be what you'd call it.
69.
Yeah, so things aren't going super well with your like job or with your with like relationships, you know?
Yeah.
You were you were in love with this woman, and you knew like, oh, I that you wanted to marry her. You're like, I'm gonna marry this girl one day, you know? You thought that the first date that you guys went on. But you've also thought that about like every first date. You're always like, I'm gonna
Come
marry this
on.
girl.
No, I'm not. I'm not that. I'm not. I don't. I'm not that guy. I'm not that
So
guy.
so um you you were dating for quite some time. Um she's from Japan. She's lived in America for since she was, like a teenager or whatever, you know. And you guys click, you click perfectly.
Okay.
The only thing that was gonna be a problem was her dad. She's like explains to you that her dad is just like old. He's like a little older. This is his second marriage, you know. So she's definitely got old dad.
Okay.
And but he's an old dad, which means he's old school.
But I'm
And
also
he's
old, like well into my 40s at this point.
yeah, her dad is 91, and he's still like he works
Spry.
out. He is spry as fuck. He is like he's not like jacked, but he is like, you know how what Iggy Pop looks like when he has his shirt off?
Oh, do I?
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
that, except he's Japanese. And he's just like a stern she's like, honestly, he's kind of a mean guy sometimes. Like that might be kind of like a thing. And you're like, well, whatever. And so you decide, you're like, all right, I'm going to ingratiate myself to this guy because you're going to propose to her coming up. You guys have a trip planned to there's this new amusement park, and like
Yeah.
it's kind of like Disney World, where it's amusement parks. There's different exhibits or whatever, robots and shit, and there's also resorts there that you can stay at. You know,
Okay.
it is
It's like a Disneyland kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, except
What's the
for
IP behind it?
William Shakespeare, baby.
Oh no.
She is really into Shakespeare. And so, yeah, you guys are going to go to this place. It's called William Shakespeare's Land of Delights. And the mascot is a guy like dressed like William Shakespeare, like wearing that weird shit around his neck. You know what I'm talking about?
Collar.
Yeah, whatever that thing is called. Yeah. And so he's the
It's like
mascot,
a
and
hair
he's,
filter or something.
yeah, yeah. So it looks really weird. But that's what he's dressed like. And he's like, in the commercials for it and stuff, he's like, He's like, come on and experience my plays along with some really rocking rides at William Shakespeare's Land of Delights. Shaw, you're gonna love it.
Why is William Shakespeare talking like that?
He's like a California surfer dude, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, but why? William Shakespeare is like famously of a place. Like he's like definitely
Right.
not. He's not fucking Santa Claus where it's open to interpretation.
Well, they point out that it is, there's not like there's any recordings of his voice that exist. So prove us wrong.
We know how people
Well, so it
talk
turns out,
normally.
so a few years down the road, the reason that he talks like that is that a few years down the road, like there's been linguists or whatever, people who study languages and accents and stuff. They have made a stunning discovery that we've known for a long time that the modern day English accent isn't, the English accent necessarily of Shakespeare's time. It's, several hundred years ago at this point. So they've done enough research to reconstruct what a Shakespearean English accent would sound like, and it sounds just like a California surfer dude.
No fucking way, Pat.
So it's like,
That sucks.
oh, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow again, or whatever, Um, Romeo, Romeo, where for art thou, Romeo?
Why is he making these little? Why is he doing that? That's
Well,
not
that's what,
something that
I mean, that's just what the the guy does. I
that
don't know. It's
that's
his
not.
interpretation of
There's not like a laugh or a chuckle at the end. Like, why is he doing that? Oh,
he goes, Lady Macbeth. Oh no. So anyway, so you guys have you're planning on taking her there, and you're gonna pop the question because she again loves William Shakespeare.
Land of Delights.
Yeah. And
Right.
so what you've been doing to prepare for this and to kind of try to get on this guy's good side, because she goes, yeah, like he's kind of a dick, he's kind of a jerk, all this stuff, but like he's my dad. So we,
Yeah,
we got we got to
I get
find a
it.
way. Yeah. So you have been very intensely 7 nights a week. You have been learning some Japanese.
I'm learning
And
Japanese. I think I'm learning Japanese. I really think so.
you, you sing that song every night that you drive to Japanese class. You're being like tutored by this guy, and you're not learning the language necessarily. What you've done is you have worked with him to like translate, basically like you asking for his blessing, essentially, to marry his daughter. And so you're like, so you study very intently with this guy. Uh, his name is well, he just goes by Dandelion.
What?
There's a guy named Dandelion. He's like, yeah, he's like, my dad is in the army or whatever, and I grew up in Japan for the first couple years of my life, so I know the language and stuff. And so you guys sit down and like really, you guys have really intense classes together, sessions or whatever. And so the weekend before you're set to take her to William Shakespeare's Land of Delight, you like sit down with him, you meet him for the first time, and you look him like dead in the eye, and you say what he taught you to say.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the
What the
guy,
fuck? What do
just
you
to be a
mean?
jerk,
Unfortunately.
So the guy just to be a dick, he actually what he taught you to say isn't you asking her father for his blessing. It's just it's just you like insulting him and like
Why the
saying
fuck
crazy
wouldn't
stuff
I?
about
Why
yourself.
wouldn't I get a fucking second? Why wouldn't I Google this? I take intense lessons for weeks and never discover that this guy is teaching me.
So like you sit down and then in Japanese, basically, you say, like, hey, what's up, you dumb son of a bitch? My name's Aaron and I'll kick your ass, fuckface. Uh, I run a criminal empire and am not one to be trifled with, bitch. Fuck you. And so you look him in the eye
Fucking
and you say,
sucks.
and to be honest with you, Aaron, your like pronunciation is incredible.
So he
So
didn't teach me the language. He just taught me how to say something.
yeah, that's what you were doing. Yeah. And so
You fucking kidding me?
you just learned it phonetically, you know? And you honestly sound like a native speaker. Like he actually is really good at Japanese, this guy, but he, he's kind of a dick, I guess. So anyway, so your relationship kind of falls apart as a result of that. And so you are living in a place called Blorp. You have moved to
God damn it.
a part of town called Blorp that it's designed for people whose lives have fallen apart. So, a lot of like silent men live there, you know. All the homes are built on the edge of town.
God damn it.
You're living in Blorp and the only thing that's kind of getting you through this weird period in your life is you have been working. So basically, you have been working as a backyard wrestler in like on the weekends.
I don't want to
And
do that at all.
well, yeah, but lately you've just been getting really into like physical fitness.
I
And
have no
so
desire.
you're called you're called the ultimate sobber,
What?
the ultimate sobber, aka the sobbing warrior. And your whole thing is like you when they like hit you and stuff, you just react like like it hurts really, really badly. That's like your whole thing. And so when people like just kind of like hit you a little bit, you're like, oh, oh God. You like that's how you like sell the attacks and stuff. So you've been doing that, and that's pretty cool. But you found solace in backyard wrestling, you know? Um,
This sucks. It seems like a horrible thing to get into if you don't really want to do it.
yeah, it's just something that you just tried on a lark, you know? So what you end up doing is one day you're hanging out at home. You just got back from a backyard match and you're kind of thinking like, man, maybe this isn't for me. Now I think about it, you know? And you get an email notification pop up on your phone. You look down and it's from um, George Dinkins at Lanalax.com. And it says, basically the email is this guy, uh, and he, excuse me, he works with Lanalax Corporation as the head of like entertainment, basically their entertainment division. And he goes, "We have an interesting job, income earning opportunity for you. Um, Go ahead and give me a call back when you have some time, or just respond to this email. Thank you." Do you respond?
No, I don't think that would seem like a scammy thing.
Yeah.
There's no information about it.
So you take his like info and you're like, who is this guy? And you look him up, and basically, he heads up the entertainment division of the Lanalax Corporation, and so and he in his past he has been involved. He's been a producer for a lot of TV shows that you've really admired in the past. Um, One of them was it was this show. It was a show called Let's Hunt Predators, and
Sounds ominous.
Let's Hunt Predators is it was a show about these guys who their jobs were to like hunt, lions, tigers, bears,
Oh my.
any kind of predator that was causing people, trouble. So if there's like a hungry lion on the loose or whatever, then you're gonna send in these guys. They're called the Predator Brothers.
God, how unfortunate is that? The Predator brothers?
Yeah, Charles and Darl's Predator.
Charles?
Yeah, Charles and Darls. So Charles and Darl's Predator are these brothers who they hunt predators. And but the thing about it is that yeah, it's kind of a strange premise, but it was just a really well written show. It was just a funny fucking show.
So it's a
It was
sitcom.
it was a sitcom. Yeah, it was only
A
around for
sitcom
one.
about two brothers, Charles and Darles, Predator,
Yeah,
who they
Darls usually goes by D.
I wouldn't you?
Yeah, you kind of have to, I guess. But it was funny. It was like a really
And they're
funny
just
show.
they're big game hunters.
Yeah, but they're big game hunters, like for justice, kind of big game hunters for justice. Yeah, because these are predator. Obviously, predators have to exist in a fucking ecosystem or whatever. But these guys
Yeah.
are apex predators who are causing problems. They've gone crazy or they're attacking people, shit like that, and you got to take care of it.
So
Or
there's
it
a
feel
social protection sort of element to this.
they're for hire. Yeah, they're like mercenaries, kind of. And so,
Predator brothers. Jesus Christ.
yeah, the Predator Brothers. Let's Hunt Predators. He was a producer on that. So you're like, okay, this guy actually does seem legit. Do you call him back?
Yeah, sure.
He answers on the third ring. He goes, hello.
I'd say, hi there. I received a missed call and a voicemail from this number.
And he goes, oh, Aaron Brooks. Yes, yes. He goes, look. So, um, the reason that I'm calling you is we have a client that the Lanalax Corporation, one of the other divisions, to be honest, I'm not really certain which one exactly, but he does a lot of business with our company. And he is looking to put together a birthday party, basically. It's his 70th. He's turning 70 years old, 70 years young, as he likes to say. And they're putting on a party and they need to have a stand-up comedian. And they found you online and they feel like you'd be perfect for it. They'd fly you out, and they will you will do about 45 minutes or so, um, and they will pay you $17,000.
Holy shit. 17 large.
17 large
Um,
after
and
taxes.
they have seen my stand up.
Yep.
And they
He's like,
like it.
yeah, they listened to the record that you put out a few years ago called Secrets. And then you also released a follow-up album. Uh it's a it was like a music album and it was called Songs About My Butt. Was
Why?
to be honest with you, it's pretty funny. You just did
Great.
it as a joke, you know? You just like these are all one take songs about my butt, like whatever.
That
So
sucks, but also, whatever works, baby.
yeah, and they love it, you know? And so
Who's they?
so
Oh, yeah, like who are
who's the
these
person that
people?
you're so
Yeah.
it's this he's like this is super old money family. This guy who he's basically excuse me, he's like an art collector and he does a lot of like philanthropy and things like that. Like he's got so much money, but he's one of those dudes where they're not he's so rich that basically they stay out of the limelight. That's how rich they are. You don't even know about them. And they're called the the Rose family. They call themselves the Children of the Rose.
Children of the Rose.
Yeah, because their family crest is a rose, and there's but all the petals are in the shape of like the petals falling off. They look like
What?
a blood shaped rose.
That sucks.
So he's like, anyway, so yeah, so they will it's gonna be you're gonna take a helicopter out to this island that they own off of the Pacific Ocean, I guess. Pacific Ocean, right? I feel dumb for having to ask that, but
Yeah, it is the Pacific for now.
my favorite, yeah. He's like, so yeah, so they'll helicopter you out there. You'll perform, um, and then they'll get you back that same night.
Okay.
He's like, all right, awesome, great. He goes, anyway, cool. So, is there, they're gonna provide, some food and really whatever you need. But do you have like a rider, or do you have any kind of things that you require for the gig or anything?
Probably just ask for some water, and
You hear him like
maybe a pre-roll joint or something.
he goes, he got him like last, and he goes, yeah, that won't be a problem, believe me. You
Yeah, I
hear
don't
him
want to have
like
to
writing
bring
it
it.
down. Yeah,
I hear
he
him.
goes,
Okay.
yeah, you hear him like scribbling it.
Okay.
You hear him scribble down water and you hear him like kind of you hear him kind of like not whisper, but you know how some people when they
Yeah,
write
yeah.
things down over the phone for whatever reason, when you're on the phone, you feel the need to say out loud what you're writing down. Have you ever done that
Yeah,
before?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
so he goes water, and he goes chilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
He goes chilled water, fat fucking joint for
Oh,
Aaron.
Jesus.
And he goes, all right, cool. He goes, all right, cool. So the only thing is that it's gonna be tonight.
I mean,
It's a Saturday. It's like noon, noon in Blorp.
I mean, I'm assuming I don't have anything going on.
No, not that night.
Then yeah, sure.
He's like, all right, great. He goes, okay, cool. So, he gives you, he's like, all right, well, they're gonna arrange to have a car come grab you to take you to the helicopter, and yeah, okay, appreciate it. Any other questions or anything I can help you with?
Helicopter. That's fucking insane.
He kind of like
Um,
laughs. He goes, yeah, it's a little insane. He goes, have you been on a helicopter before, Mr. Brooks?
no, I haven't.
He goes, okay. He goes, it'll be fine. They'll explain everything to you.
Fine.
He goes, okay. Well, we appreciate you, and yeah, you know what? I'm gonna check out your I'm gonna check out your comedy too. This has made me kind of want to take a look.
Thank you.
Hangs up
Appreciate
the
your
phone.
help.
He goes, absolutely. And hangs up the phone. Uh, about 30 minutes later, car pulls up out front. It's a jet black limousine that reflects nothing, and the windows are even darker. It pulls up in front of your house, and he beeps the horn, but instead of it being a a regular horn, it's it plays smoke. It's the riff from Smoke on the Water, but
Yeah.
like the horn noise. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bow,
Yeah.
bow, 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 like that. You know what I mean? Like how car horns are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, holy shit. So you walk out and like you're kind of like nodding to the song, you know what I mean? Like you're pretty into it. And so
How
the
much of it does it play?
you get into the limo and like the horn ceases. So you get taken to this helicopter launch pad type deal, and there's a guy there who is, the helicopter pilot or whatever. He shows you what to do. He straps you in and stuff, and he's like, "All right, just be like probably be like 20 minutes or so." So
Okay.
you guys fly out, and you're doing this thing where you know how the thing that they do where they have a helmet and the microphone in front of them so they can kind of like talk to each other that way because it's just so loud.
Yeah.
You're doing that, and so he goes, yeah. So it's cool that you're going out to this island. He's like I've never actually been out there. They're pretty private.
I don't. This is not like an Uber driver. I don't. I don't need
He's
that.
he goes, okay. You just drive
Yo,
in
thanks. I
silence.
hope it's nice. I'm not gonna be an asshole, but like
Right.
this is a helicopter. This isn't like a fucking Prius, you know? It's a helicopter. I want that guy locked the fuck in.
Yeah. Every like so he's quiet for like 3 minutes and then he just starts talking again. Like that's like the whole thing for the entire ride.
Fine.
And so he's like, yeah, there's a lot of rumors about this island. It's like, oh right, sorry, we're not supposed to talk. Like 3 minutes later, he's like, yeah, just like people just I don't know, maybe they see. Oh right. So you get
I
out
just
to
can't
this,
stop talking.
you go to this place. He like drops you off at this island, and waiting there is this guy. He's just like an older dude. He's dressed in all white from head to toe.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hi, Aaron. My name is William Rose, and yeah, welcome to what I have affectionately called Cretaceous Park."
Oh, what is that? What is that named after?
He goes, "Oh, nothing." He goes, "Well, it's like a time period." Anyway, he's like, "Anyway, welcome," and he takes you like further into the island.
Cretaceous? Pat, are you doing a Jurassic Park thing?
You gotta like you hear a noise above you and you go, huh? And you look up
What
and
the
you
fuck?
see like a pteranodon like flying above you, high in the air.
God
And you're
damn it,
like,
Pat.
what the fuck? And he goes like, oh, right. And he goes on to explain that his family has found a way to bring dinosaurs back to life.
Jesus Christ.
He's like, we recreated dinosaurs. He's like, pretty cool, huh?
No, like this shit never works out well. Like this always leads to like certain disaster.
And he goes, William Rose, he goes, yeah, we thought about that. And then from out of the jungle bursts this like velociraptor,
Jesus Christ.
and it like he stands right in front of you guys,
What the fuck?
and he goes, "Hey, Aaron, looking forward to the show
Are you
tonight."
fucking kidding me?
He goes, "Oh yeah, the dinosaurs can talk too." Hey,
What a
this
fucking stupid thing.
he goes, the velociraptor goes, "Hey, the name's Vinny Raptor." He's like, "Anyway, looking forward to the show. Just wanted to introduce myself." He like bounds back into the woods. So you're like, "Huh." And so he takes you to where the performance is going to be, and it's going to be in this like gigantic amphitheater in the middle of Cretaceous Park. On the way, there's various dinosaurs that you run into. There's like a T Rex, a bunch of T Rexes by like a watering hole, and they all nod at you, and they're like, "Hey, Mr. Rose."
What?
Yeah. There's like a diplodocus and stuff. There's all types of dinosaurs that you guys see, and they can all talk. And
This isn't just them talking, Pat. This is them socializing with humans as humans.
yeah, it's kind of crazy to be honest with you. And so he goes, "Oh," any questions so far?"
Yeah, what the fuck is happening?
He's like, "What?" He's like, "I told you, we found a way to bring dinosaurs back to life. We made them super intelligent, and we just keep them here, and they really they really love stand-up comedy, I guess."
The dinosaurs do.
The dinosaurs love stand-up comedy. Yeah. He goes, "Well, my dinosaurs do, I guess." He's like, "Is that okay?"
Unbelievable. I'm terrified.
He goes, "Why? So far they've been super polite, right?"
Yeah, so far, being the key words. I'm a guest. I'm like a fat man. I probably look so tasty to them. I don't,
He looks at you and he goes, "Aaron, don't worry. For everyone who has the mark of the rose upon them shall live without fear of dinosaurs." And he kind of like touches your like forehead very gently with his finger. And he goes, "You're under my protection now, Aaron."
the fuck. But I
The
wasn't
mar-
before when that fucking raptor just walked right up to me and said hello.
he kind of laughs. He goes, "I guess not." It's like kind of weird. Sorry about that, I guess.
Are you fucking serious?
So he takes you to the like the amphitheater, and he shows you to the green room. And the green room is actually pretty nice. It's spacious. It's not like gigantic, but it's definitely the nicest green room that you've ever been in. There's a big TV. There is there's a Nintendo. The latest release from Nintendo is there. It's called the Nintendo Express.
The fuck is a Nintendo Express, Pat?
It's just their latest game that or not game, their latest game system that's come out. And so you sit down and you're going like, "Oof, this is kind of weird." And there is some chilled water waiting for you. There's several fat fucking joints. And there's like a little note that just says, thanks so much for performing, Aaron. Looking forward to it." And then it says from, then there's a question mark. And then underneath it, it says, "Just kidding. It's me, William Bros."
There's no need for that.
So you're sitting there and you have about an hour before you're going to go on. And you take a sip of the water. And to be honest with you, Aaron, it's the best water that you've ever had in your fucking life. It's a perfect water experience. It's chilled exactly the way you like it.
I like
It
it
goes
cold.
down it goes down smooth with a nice finish. Lanalax water. It's water for your body. So you get some Lanalax water, and you're like, you know what? I need to kind of just calm down. So you fire up one of those fat fucking joints, and right when you take your first hit from it, from the corner of your eye, you kind of see this like portal or open,
What?
and from out of it jumps out. It's basically you. It looks just like you, except he's fucking jacked. He's got no shirt on. He's kind of like done up like Rambo, you know, he's got like a bandana and a giant machine gun. And instead of your left eye being like a human eye, it's like a robot eye. He jumps out and he goes, "Hey Aaron, I'm you from the future." He's like, "Aaron, we can't let this happen." He goes, "Look, but we both know what's going to happen here, okay? We both know that eventually the dinosaurs are going to get too intelligent and they're going to take over and they're going to try to destroy everyone. It's going to get to the mainland and all hell's going to break loose. You know that, and I know that. So we need to stop this before it starts." He goes,
Yeah,
"Right
I'm gonna
here,
take
right now."
pictures and I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna turn them over to the authorities.
And he kind of like nods at you and he goes, "You're with me then."
Yeah, I mean, this is fucking dangerous.
He goes, "Absolutely." He goes, "All right." He goes, "I'm glad you're with me, Aaron." And he's like, and he looks at you and he goes, "Also, look, man, I remember this. I remember this time. We were in a pretty weird part of our life." And he goes, "But don't worry. Everything's going to be okay." And he opens the green room door and he walks out and he just starts like spraying bullets everywhere. And
Jesus Christ.
you like follow him and like document the entire thing. You're like taking photos and shit. And he's out there just blowing away. There's like a triceratops walks past. Um, he has like a bunch of like plates of food on his like tusks. You know what I mean? Like the horns or whatever.
Yeah,
And he's wearing like a suit. You know what I mean? He's like
yeah.
clearly he's like someone who's there to like be like a waiter or something. He just fucking blows that thing away, and
What are you
there is
doing?
he's like, I took I told you you said you were with me. We're gonna take care of these
No, I
dinosaurs
told you
right
I was
here and
gonna
right now.
document this and then go home.
He goes, "It's too late, Aaron. Look, my future has been torn apart by these dinosaurs. We need to make our stand now." And then like the next
I'm
wave
getting
of
the
like,
fuck out of there.
where do you go?
Wherever I can.
So you just like take
I'm trying
off
to
running.
fucking get out of there.
You
I don't want any part of this.
Sure. So you just like take off running back to like the where the helicopter was, and from behind you, you just hear yourself screaming like, "This is for humanity!" And there's like all kinds of mayhem and stuff. And so you run back to the helicopter, like the pilot's there, and he's like, "Oh, hey, Aaron, what's up?" And you're like, "Oh, we got to get back now." And he goes, "Okay." Just doesn't ask any questions. He takes you back, and like 5 minutes after you leave, you just see like this gigantic like explosion in the background of Cretaceous Park. Like there's like a whole bunch of them, and you're like, hell yeah, Aaron, you did it. He takes you back, and you get off, and the guy like turns and he goes, "So Aaron, did you see anything interesting over there?"
Yeah, I tell everybody. I show everything.
So
I'm not like trying to hide it. I'm trying to make people aware that there's a fucking Jurassic Park island out there and that those people are just doing this shit unchecked.
you you get home and you have like all this evidence, all these photos that you've taken, and you like load them all up to your Google Drive or whatever, and you find like a bunch of like reporters and stuff. There are different journalists, and you find like, how to submit shit to the paper. So you're like, all right, I'm gonna send all this shit to these guys, You
Yeah.
run upstairs to your computer, you like get all uploaded, you get everybody, CC'd or whatever, and you're about to hit send when like suddenly you become aware that there's someone else in the room with you,
What the fuck?
and you go, huh? And you turn around, and standing in your room is that velociraptor from earlier, and he looks
Jesus
like
Christ.
he looks like bruised up, like he's definitely been in a fight, you know what I mean?
I had
And he
nothing to
goes
do with this, man.
and he goes, "You motherfucker." And he just
Just
rips your
do it.
throat out.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
And then the last thing you see as you bleed out is him deleting all of the photos,
Great.
and then you die.
Great. You fucking kidding me? Such bullshit.